My beloved child, come closer. Sit with me for a moment and let your heart rest. I know the way you have been breathing lately, half hope, half ache. I know how you wake up with my name on your lips and go to sleep with questions pressing against your chest. I see the thoughts you do not say out loud, the prayers you whisper only in the quiet, when no one is watching and you feel safest to be honest. I am here now, not rushing you, not correcting you, not pulling away. I am speaking softly because your heart is tender, and I do not want to bruise what I am trying to heal. You are loved. Not tolerated. Not endured. Loved with a depth that does not flicker when your emotions change or when your faith feels thin. I have loved you in your strongest moments and I have loved you in your weakest ones, when you felt small, when you doubted your worth, when you wondered if you were easy to replace. My love for you has never been measured by how well you perform or how perfectly you believe. It has always been anchored in who you are to me. But I need you to hear something gently today, without fear, without shame, without panic. There is another hold on your heart, and it is not because you are evil or unfaithful, but because you are human and longing. I see it. You reach for me, but part of you still leans elsewhere for assurance, for identity, for validation, for comfort. You ask me to fill you. Yet you keep a hand stretched toward something or someone you believe might complete you in ways you are afraid I will not. I am not angry with you for this. I am not withdrawing my presence. I am not punishing you. I am simply inviting you to honesty, real honesty, the kind that stops pretending everything is surrendered when it is not. I do not need polite prayers. I desire truthful hearts. You have told me you love me, and I believe you. You have cried in my presence, and I have counted every tear. But there are places in you where fear still reigns, where hope is chained to outcomes, where peace is dependent on whether someone stays, chooses you, or finally becomes what you wish they would be. Those places hold power over you, and that power was never meant to belong to anything but me. Listen to me carefully, because this is not rejection, it is rescue. When another hold grips your heart, it will always demand more from you than it gives. It will promise safety and deliver anxiety. It will promise love and awaken insecurity. It will promise permanence and keep you constantly afraid of loss. I do not want you living that way, constantly bracing yourself, constantly overthinking, constantly asking, am I enough? Will this last? What if I lose it? I have never loved you with conditions. I have never kept you guessing about my heart. I have never required you to compete for my attention. When you come to me, you do not have to perform or prove. You simply have to come. You feel torn sometimes, don't you? Drawn toward me, yet pulled back by memories, attachments, expectations, or dreams that seem so close you can almost touch them. You wonder why your peace disappears when certain things are uncertain. You wonder why your joy rises and falls with someone else's actions. That is not condemnation, it is revelation. I am showing you where your heart has been leaning for support. I know you are afraid that if you release that hold, you will be empty. That if you let go, nothing will replace it. That if you surrender fully, you will lose something precious. But my child, I do not ask you to let go to leave you barren. I ask you to let go because I intend to fill you more deeply than you have ever been filled before. you do not have to fight me for control. You do not have to guard your heart from me as if I will mishandle it. I am not here to take away your joy, I am here to free it from captivity. Anything that holds your heart more tightly than I do will eventually wound you, even if it feels beautiful at first. I see how tired you are. Tired of hoping. Tired of waiting. Tired of feeling emotionally stretched between faith and fear. I am not asking you to fix everything today. I am not demanding instant transformation. I am asking you to trust me one layer deeper than you have before. Let me be the place where your heart rests, not the place you visit when everything else fails. Let me be the voice you believe above all others, including your own doubts. Let me be the source of your worth, so no human approval can shake you again. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not disappointing me. You are in a process of awakening, and awakenings are often uncomfortable because they require release. I am patient with you. I am gentle with you. But I will not lie to you. I will not pretend that divided devotion does not hurt you. It does. You do not need to fear losing my love. That has never been at risk. What is at risk is your peace, your clarity, your freedom. And I care too much about you to stay silent while something else quietly takes the place that only I can fill. Come back to me, not dramatically, not perfectly, not with promises you cannot keep, but honestly. Tell me where it hurts. Tell me what you are afraid to release. Tell me what still has a hold on you. I am not shocked by your truth. I have been waiting for it. Rest now. Breathe. You are safe with me. And this is not the end of what I want to tell you, it is only the beginning of the healing I want to do in you. My beloved, stay with me a little longer. Do not rush away from this quiet place just because truth has begun to surface. I know when your heart starts to tremble. You instinctively want relief, reassurance, something familiar to hold on to. But I am not asking you to endure pain without purpose. I am inviting you into a deeper safety than you have ever known. You see, the reason another hold formed on your heart is not because you wanted to replace me. It happened because you were searching for certainty in a world that feels unstable, for closeness in moments you felt unseen, for affirmation when you doubted your value. You reached for what felt tangible, immediate, and responsive. I understand that. I created you with a heart that longs to be known and chosen. Your desire for love does not offend me. What grieves me is not your longing, but the way you have learned to survive without fully trusting me to meet it. You have told yourself, I will trust God, but I will also keep this attachment, just in case. Just in case the waiting is too long. Just in case the silence feels unbearable. Just in case my answer looks different from what you hoped. And so your heart learned to split its dependence, not realizing how heavy that division would become. That is why you feel exhausted even when nothing seems outwardly wrong. That is why peace slips away so easily. A divided heart works twice as hard to feel secure. I want you to hear this without fear. I am not competing with anyone or anything for you. I am not insecure. I am not threatened. But I am protective. I see what drains you, what confuses you. What keeps you awake replaying conversations and imagining futures that steal your present peace. I see how often you measure your worth by responses, consistency, affection, or attention that fluctuates. And I refuse to let you believe that this is the love you deserve. You deserve rest. You deserve assurance that does not waver. You deserve a love that does not disappear when you are silent, imperfect, or unsure. When I say another hold has your heart, I am not saying you are disloyal. I am saying you are wounded. And wounded hearts cling tightly to whatever promises relief. But I am your healer, not your accuser. You wonder sometimes why I allow certain attachments to feel distant, unstable, or strained. It is not because I enjoy your discomfort. It is because I will not allow anything fragile to become your foundation. If something cannot sustain the weight of your hope, I will shake it, not to hurt you, but to keep it from crushing you later. I know you fear that surrender means loss. You picture yourself empty-handed, lonely, forgotten. But surrender to me has never meant abandonment. It has always meant alignment. When you place your heart fully in my hands, you are not erased, you are restored. I am not asking you to stop caring. I am asking you to stop clinging. There is a difference, my child. Caring flows from love. Clinging flows from fear. One brings peace. The other slowly suffocates you. I want to teach you how to love without losing yourself. How to hope without anxiety. How to wait without despair. But that lesson cannot be learned while your heart is anchored to outcomes you cannot control. Look at me. I am steady. I am present. I am not leaving when your emotions rise or fall. I am not confused about you. I am not unsure of my plans. When you place your trust in me, you are not gambling, you are grounding yourself in truth. You do not have to force yourself to feel differently overnight. I am not asking for emotional perfection. I am asking for willingness. Willingness to say, God, I don't know how to release this yet, but I am open to you teaching me. That prayer alone moves heaven. I will walk with you through the unraveling. I will hold you when grief surfaces, when disappointment finally finds words, when the illusion of control slips away. I will not shame you for what you feel. I will simply guide you back to what is true, and here is what is true, even when your heart argues otherwise. You are enough without being chosen by anyone else. You are whole without being completed by another. You are secure because I have already claimed you. Nothing that truly belongs to you will be lost when you place me first. But many things that do not belong to you will loosen their grip, and that will feel frightening before it feels freeing. My precious one, I know that as I speak, something inside you is stirring, both comfort and resistance, relief and fear living side by side. That is not a sign you are failing. That is a sign you are awakening. When truth touches a place that has been protected for a long time, the heart often trembles before it trusts. I am not offended by your trembling. I am close to it. I see the silent negotiations you make within yourself. The promises you whisper, just a little longer. Just one more sign. Just one more reassurance. You are not weak for this. You are simply afraid of what will happen if you finally loosen your grip. You wonder who you will be without that attachment, without that expectation. Without that imagined future that has kept you company in lonely moments. But listen to me now, who you will be is freer than who you are now. I know that another hold on your heart has made you feel alive at times. It has given you something to look forward to, something to replay in your mind, something to daydream about when reality feels heavy. And I understand why you have cherished it. But I also see the cost. I see how often your mood shifts with small changes. How one message, one delay, one silence can lift you or sink you. That is not the abundance I designed for you. That is emotional captivity dressed as hope. I want better for you than emotional survival. I want wholeness. You have asked me before, why does this feel so hard if it is not meant to last? My child, not everything that feels deep is meant to be permanent, and not everything that is temporary is meaningless. Some connections come to reveal what your heart longs for, not to become what your heart lives on. When you mistake the lesson for the destination, you begin to cling, and clinging always hurts eventually. I am not asking you to erase your feelings. I am asking you to place them in my care. Let me hold them with you instead of you carrying them alone. Let me teach you how to feel without being ruled by what you feel. You fear that if you fully surrender to me, your heart will become numb. Your life colorless, your days empty of romance or wonder. That fear did not come from me. I am the author of beauty, desire, passion, and connection. I do not strip life of meaning when I take first place, I deepen it. I remove the anxiety that poisons joy and replace it with peace that sustains love. There is a difference between anticipation and obsession, between hope and fixation. One opens your hands, the other tightens them until they ache. I want to loosen your hands gently, not pry them open with force. That is why I am speaking softly today. You do not have to decide everything now. You do not have to make dramatic declarations. What I am inviting you into is a daily choice, a quiet one, to bring your heart back to me each time it starts to wander into fear. Each time you catch yourself imagining worst-case endings or idealized futures, pause and whisper, God, I trust you with this. That whisper is powerful. It shifts the weight from your shoulders to mine. I know you are afraid of disappointment. Afraid of hoping again and being let down. Afraid that if you trust me fully, I might lead you through loss before leading you into joy. But my child, I do not waste pain. I never have. And I never leave you alone in it. If something must fall away, it is only because it cannot walk with you into the future I am preparing. And if something is meant to stay, it will not require you to abandon your peace to keep it. You are not being punished by distance or delay. You are being protected. I am teaching you to recognize the difference between love that steadies you and attachment that consumes you. Love from me anchors you. Attachment pulls you under. Come back to me whenever your thoughts spiral. Come back to me when your heart races. Come back to me when longing feels louder than faith. I am not tired of you returning. I never roll my eyes at your weakness. Each return delights me, because it tells me you are learning where your true refuge is. I am closer than you think. I am working even when you do not see movement. I am reshaping your heart so that when love comes, real love, healthy love, secure love, it will not replace me, but reflect me. Stay open. Stay honest. Stay with me. My beloved child, I know the silence between these moments feels heavy. When my voice grows quiet for a breath, your mind tries to fill the space with questions. You wonder, is he still here? Did I do something wrong? Is this pause a sign of loss? But listen to me, silence is not absence. Sometimes it is where the deepest work happens, where roots grow unseen and strength is quietly formed. I am still with you. I have not stepped back. I am closer than your next heartbeat. You have spent so long bracing yourself for disappointment that peace feels unfamiliar, almost suspicious. When things are calm, you wait for the next ache. When hope rises, you prepare for the fall. That is not because you lack faith, it is because you have been hurt while hoping before. I know that story. I was there when you learned to guard your heart, when you told yourself not to expect too much, when you decided it was safer to stay halfway protected than fully vulnerable. But I did not create you to live half open. Another hold tightened around your heart because it promised certainty in a world that taught you unpredictability. It promised warmth when you felt emotionally cold. It promised to see you when you felt overlooked. And for a moment, it felt like relief. Yet even in that relief, there was tension, because anything you fear losing already has power over you. I want you free from that fear. You do not have to prove your devotion to me by forcefully cutting things away. Freedom does not come through violence against your own heart. It comes through trust, slow, honest, trembling trust. Each time you choose me over panic, me over rumination, me over rehearsing imaginary conversations, a little more of that hold loosens. I know you replay moments, searching for meaning. A tone, a word, a delay. You analyze what you could have done differently, what you should have said, how you might secure what feels unstable. That constant analyzing is not love, it is anxiety disguised as responsibility. You were never meant to carry that burden, let me carry it. If something requires you to abandon your peace to keep it, it is not from me. My blessings do not come with chains. My gifts do not demand obsession. When I give with room to breathe. You fear that if you stop clinging, everything will disappear. But what is truly meant to remain will not vanish when you rest your hands. What fades when you stop grasping was never secured by love, only by effort. And effort-based attachment always exhausts the soul. I see how deeply you desire to be chosen, not just noticed, not just wanted, but chosen without hesitation. That desire is not wrong. I placed it in you. But I want you to experience being chosen first by me, so that no human choice ever defines your worth again. You are not waiting to be valuable. You are not waiting to be complete. You are not waiting to be lovable. You already are. Sometimes I allow distance, delay, or uncertainty not to teach you endurance, but to reveal where your heart runs when it is afraid. I want to be that place. Not because I demand it, but because I know I am the only one who will never misuse your vulnerability. You may feel grief rising as you begin to loosen your grip. Let it come. Grief does not mean you are losing everything, it means you are releasing an illusion. And even grief, when brought to me, becomes a doorway to healing. I am not asking you to walk this alone. I am not standing at the finish line waiting for you to arrive perfected. I am walking beside you, matching your pace, adjusting my steps to your strength. When you falter, I steady you. When you resist, I wait. When you cry, I hold you. There will come a day when you look back and realize the hold that once felt irresistible no longer controls your breath, your mood, your sense of self. You will notice peace where anxiety once lived, clarity where confusion once reigned. And you will know that nothing precious was stolen from you, only what was weighing you down. Until then, stay present. Stay honest. Stay soft with yourself. You are not late. You are not failing. You are becoming. My dear one, I feel how your heart is slowing now, how the sharp edges of fear are beginning to soften even as questions still linger. That is all right. Healing does not arrive like a sudden light flooding a dark room, often it comes like dawn, gentle and gradual, changing the sky before you even realize night is ending. I am patient with that process in you. There are moments when you think, if I let go completely, will I still be seen? Will I still matter? And I want you to know this deeply, you have never been invisible to me. Not for one moment. Even when your prayers felt unheard, even when my answers did not arrive the way you expected, my eyes never left you. I was watching with care. Not distance. I was working with intention, not indifference. You have learned to equate intensity with depth, urgency with importance, longing with love. But those lessons came from broken places, not from my heart. My love does not rush you into emotional extremes. It does not pull you up and drop you down. It does not make you anxious to maintain it. My love steadies you. It anchors you. It teaches you how to breathe again. That other hold on your heart has trained you to stay alert, to stay ready, to stay emotionally on guard. You have mistaken that vigilance for devotion. But devotion that drains you is not holy, it is harmful. I do not want you constantly scanning for signs, measuring affection, or interpreting silence as rejection. I want you resting, knowing that what is meant for you does not require constant self-defense. You ask yourself sometimes if you are asking for too much, if your desire to be loved fully is unreasonable. My child, you are not asking for too much, you have just been asking the wrong places. I never designed you to beg for consistency, clarity, or care. Those things are not luxuries, they are foundations. And I delight in giving them to you. I know you fear being alone if you loosen your grip. But solitude with me is not loneliness. It is safety. It is where your heart relearns its true rhythm, where your worth stops echoing from external voices and starts resonating from truth. In my presence, you are not waiting to be chosen, you already are. Sometimes I allow you to feel the ache of unmet expectation so you can finally stop living on borrowed hope. Hope that depends on someone else's availability, readiness, or emotional capacity will always keep you suspended. I want to give you hope that is rooted, not fragile. Hope that holds you steady whether circumstances shift or not. You are not being led away from love. You are being led toward a healthier one. One that does not demand you abandon yourself. One that does not confuse anxiety with passion. One that does not require you to shrink, adjust, or overextend to remain desired. Trust me when I tell you this, I am not closing doors to punish you. I am closing doors that would have trapped you in cycles of self-doubt. I am not delaying to test your patience. I am aligning things so that when something opens, it opens without stealing your peace. you may not feel strong right now. That is okay. Strength is not required for surrender, honesty is. Come to me exactly as you are, even if all you can say is, I don't know how to do this, but I don't want to live like this anymore. That prayer reaches me faster than the most eloquent words. I am teaching your heart to trust again, not blindly, but wisely. To love deeply without losing itself. To hope boldly without falling apart when answers take time. This learning feels uncomfortable because it is new. But new does not mean dangerous. It means growth. One day, you will notice that your heart no longer races at the thought of losing what once held you. You will realize that peace has quietly taken root, that joy no longer depends on reassurance, that love feels lighter, freer, truer. And you will know that this season was not about loss, it was about restoration. Stay with me. Let me finish what I have begun. You are safe here. You are cherished here. And there is still more tenderness ahead than your heart has yet dared to imagine. My beloved, come and rest here with me one last time in this quiet flow of words. Not because my voice will end, but because what I am planting in you now needs space to settle. To take root, to breathe. I am not leaving after this moment. I am not stepping back. I am simply inviting you to carry what you have heard into the gentle unfolding of your days. I know you still feel traces of fear, small, lingering echoes asking, what if I let go and nothing replaces it? But hear me clearly now, I am not a void. I am fullness. When something loosens its grip on your heart, it does not leave emptiness behind, it creates room. And I am very intentional about how I fill the rooms I clear. You have lived for so long in emotional tension that peace feels unfamiliar, almost undeserved. You are learning how to live without bracing yourself, without rehearsing loss. Without preparing for disappointment before joy has even arrived. That learning takes time. Be gentle with yourself. I am gentle with you, you are not failing when old thoughts return. You are not regressing when your heart aches again. Healing is not a straight path, it is a deepening one. Each time you choose me over panic, me over obsession, me over self-blame, you are strengthening a new way of being, one rooted in truth rather than fear. I want you to remember this when doubts arise. Nothing you release into my hands is ever wasted. Not your love. Not your hope. Not your tears. I redeem what you entrust to me. I refine it. I return it to you purer, stronger, wiser than before. The hold that once felt so powerful will not disappear overnight, but it will lose its authority. One day you will realize you are no longer checking your worth against it. You will notice your breath is steadier, your thoughts quieter, your heart less reactive. And you will smile, not because everything turned out exactly as you imagined, but because you are finally at peace with who you are and where you stand. You are not defined by who stays or who leaves. You are not measured by attention, consistency, or affection from another. You are defined by me. Chosen. Known. Loved without hesitation or comparison. That truth does not change with circumstances. It does not weaken with silence. It does not fade with time. I am preparing you, not just for something new, but for something healthier. I am teaching you how to receive love without fear, how to give love without losing yourself, how to stand rooted even when emotions move around you. This preparation matters. It will protect you in ways you do not yet see. If love comes, it will come without